What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. This is your boy George coming to you live with another one. And today we're doing something a little different. I don't have a box to rip today, but I wanted to talk to you guys about some sports cards investments that I've been making recently, show you guys what I've been into, and just maybe throw some tips out there. I don't know, maybe you guys will like them, maybe you'll disagree, maybe you'll have some tips of your own. This is just kind of what I've been up to. So I have a few different things to talk about. It should span basically all major sports. And so hopefully we'll touch on something that is relevant to you. So to start off, we're going to talk about football. And we said from the get-go that the Super Bowl could have some serious impacts on sports cards. You know, obviously, I didn't think that it was going to do too terribly much to the two great quarterbacks that were playing. Mr. Mahomes and Mr. Brady, but the beatdown that ensued did kind of turn the needle. Obviously, pro Brady, but it was kind of anti Mahomes. Mahomes ended up kind of taking a little bit of a hit. So, if you're somebody who would love to own some Mahomes, who's been trying to get some Mahomes but hasn't had an opportunity yet, this could be your window. So, I was able to get my hands on a couple Patty Mahomes pieces. This is going to be a rated rookie. Came out of a Donruss pack. Looks pretty clean to me. You know, it's tough buying loose singles like this, just because condition is just so hard with cards like this to buy. But I actually saw this pulled out of a Donruss pack and had to make the splash for the guy, a couple $100 on the spot, and got it. If Patty had won that Super Bowl, guys, I don't think that would have been an option for me. I think he would have rather kept it or wanted too much for it. And so that's just one example of how the Super Bowl loss can change things a little bit. Even though he's still regarded as one of the best young guys in the game. A couple days later, I did manage to pull this out of a gem box. So this is a year 2 Patty Mahomes. It is the blue laser prism. It's got my name. Came out of a rip and ship, but this is a year 2 Patrick Mahomes, the blue laser. Also a nice card. And so it's not anything crazy, guys, and it's not like a ton. I didn't go nuts on the Mahomes, but I did manage to get my hands on a couple, rookie pieces for the collection. And the truth is, guys, I don't know if I could have done this but for the Super Bowl L. Really happy to have those two. They're not going anywhere. They're here long term. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in some of these, maybe the 2015 to 2018 era. I feel like the print ones were a little bit lower. So if you can target superstars from that era, I think it'll help you out. And I've been doing a little bit of that myself. One of the areas I think that is kind of underserved right now. And I love to hear what you guys have to say, but I've been acquiring some of these lower end slabs. Obviously Mahomes was 2017. These are going to be 2018, but I have picked up in the last week or two a couple BGS 9.5 Luka rookie slabs. Now this is not going to be Prism, right? Prism's going to be really high end, expensive. This is, in this case, Threads, and then we have a status base rookie over here. And so these are going to be considered lower end. Obviously, status is pretty lower end. You got hoops in that category too. I would say Threads is a tier up from the status and hoops of the world. It's kind of in that Donruss certified tier there. I'm sure I'm forgetting some obvious ones, but So to me, this is a little bit higher end, but you guys can get these gem mint lower end Lukas, and maybe Tatum, and I don't know about Mahomes, but certainly Luka, at BGS 9.5 in that 200 to 300 ballpark. I don't know if that's going to be available for much longer, but I would, go ahead and say these are a strong buy. Even anything really pre-2019. My theory is that print runs are taking off now. And so this is even a 2018-2019 LeBron James PSA 10. This is an optic hollow Fantasy Stars. So not a crazy card. This card's worth about $100 right now in the PSA 10. But again, this is the kind of thing that I would be scooping, I would be tucking away and holding on to. It's obviously not as collectible or high end as the Luka rookies, but just superstar caliber players, gem mint cards from a few years ago, even lower end gem mint cards, I think are worth your time and investment. And so that's kind of my second thought is that if you do want to get slabs, you're going to get a discount on BGS 95s. It's just the way the world works. PSA 10 is a premium, so I've been targeting BGS 95s. It's still a gem mint designation, and with PSA shutting down today operations for a period of time, I think that this opens a window here for Beckett. So next up, we're going to stick with basketball here. And I wanted to talk to you guys. So obviously Prism's coming out. So this video is going to be maybe not as relevant in a day or two, a week or two here when Prism is rolling. But obviously we all know that, LaMelo Ball was probably the best and brightest young superstar in this draft class. And for those of you who watch my videos, LaMelo Ball is a huge PC guy for me. And so I have been really chasing him hard. Now, his injury occurred, and it was very unfortunate. But I wanted to think about how to capitalize on, the market related to LaMelo Ball. And so I thought long and hard. I picked up some stuff right before the injury, this being one of them. This is a hollow arriving now here. It looked pretty clean to me. I paid about $75 for that, and that was right before the injury. So obviously things changed a little bit for me there. But I thought long and hard about what to do with LaMelo Ball with the injury. Where was there an opportunity? I figured there might be a temporary dip, but I didn't think it was going to be a long-term dip. I didn't think it was going to be a dip that would carry over to Prism, for example. I think he'll be back in the forefront as the top dog in Prism. But I figured there might have been a weak dip. So I really had to go back and look at the sets that were out at that time, including but not limited to Hoops, Donruss, Revolution, Certified, Contenders, Prism Draft Picks, etc. Basically the stuff that had already come out involving LaMelo. And I wanted to think about where might there be an opportunity for me to get a good card for a lower price. And so I ended up doing a lot of research and came to the conclusion that there were really two cards, in the pre-Prism era that I really wanted, and that would have been the downtown the downtown LaMelo from Prism Draft Picks, and the some of the press-proof numbered cards from Donruss. They were in Hobby. There's going to be those lasers. But there was a series that was kind of slept on, I think, which was the Donruss press proofs. Now, I did a lot of research and ultimately came to the conclusion that I didn't trust the downtown card, knowing it's a case hit, but I figured that there would be an optic downtown and a one-in-one downtown later in the year. So I kind of shied away from that card. I could have gotten that one for about $400 right after the injury occurred, the day or two after. Instead, I went this direction, and I knew that the lasers and the green floods and whatnot were going from Donruss were going for $400 or $500 at the time, but I decided to target these here. These are going to be this is a silver press proof LaMelo Ball here. You're going to see here it's numbered out of 349, 331 of 349. There is also a purple that is numbered to 199, but that was a different price point. I ended up getting this card in the days after his injury for I think about $240. And so I was really pleased with that purchase. These had been going for $500 easy prior to the injury, and I was able to kind of come in and gobble one of these up to number to 349 for about $240. I think these are a good buy, guys. I think the prices are starting to creep up, but I was watching them and they were really cheap compared to some of the other parallels from Donruss. I think they'll hold their value well. They're going to be the only rated rookie parallel that's numbered on the front like that. There's going to be obviously optic, but I think that the press proof is unique to Donruss, and I think that it is very collectible. So I ended up getting another one as well. I got the Tyrese Halliburton. Now notice this one is purple. You can see the lettering on his name here is purple. LaMelo's is silver. So Tyrese Halliburton is press proof out of 199. LaMelo's press proof out of 349. I ended up paying about 240 for the LaMelo, and then I think I paid about $40 for the Hallie. I was looking to get an Edwards as well, but he was in a different price point, so I ended up passing. But I think those press proof, either the silver or the purple, are a good place for you guys to look. Before we move on to other sports, LaMelo is and remains my primary PC. I don't have anything too crazy. That was probably my biggest splash that I've made related to Melo, this press proof here. But I do have the hollow arriving now. I've got red cracked dice. I've got a couple Donruss rated rookies. I do have a hollow rookie special that I pulled and a base rookie special. I got a handful of Hoops rookies, maybe 6 or so of those, and then some Prism draft picks, black shirt, red shirt base, and then some parallels here, some of this stuff. So nothing too wild. LaMelo's been expensive, but this was definitely for my budget. This was definitely a nice splash for me here. This rated rookie 2/349. Okay, moving along. Let's talk about baseball. Series 1 is out. The season's about to get underway. And what can we expect from this season? Now, you guys know, some of you guys who like to watch my videos know I'm a big Alec Bohm guy. And I have been collecting Alec Bohm along the way. That is going to be the short print from Series 1. Here's some ink from Donruss, the Signature Series. This is just the Inception base. So I've been, and I have a million other base cards and whatnot, but I've been collecting Bohm pretty aggressively as we've gone along here. But I was trying to think about a good investment play. The cat's kind of out of the bag with Bohm. But I thought long and hard about it. And really, the guys who I liked the best coming into the season were mostly in Series 1. There were a couple notable guys who are not going to be in Series 1, including one guy who played quite a bit last year at the MLB level, at a high level. He ended up finishing 6th in the NL Rookie of the Year race, and that was Ke'Bryan Hayes. So Ke'Bryan Hayes is the third baseman on the Pirates. He was drafted in, I believe, 2015, and has been kind of hanging out in the minor leagues for a few years here. And he was called up last fall, and he batted, I believe, 367 for over about a month that he was up. So he ended up really turning on the afterburners. Now, here's the thing. I think the season's going to start, and you're going to see Bohm play well. I think you're going to see Dahlbeck play well. I think you're going to see guys like Gavin Lux from last year play well. I think you're going to see Ke'Bryan Hayes play really well out of the gate. And people are going to be chomping at the bit for Series 2 to come out to try to collect him. And that is why the splash that I made on MLB preseason was Ke'Bryan Hayes on the Bowman side. I bought a 22-card lot of Ke'Bryan Hayes rookies. It involved 15 paper first. Now, his first was in 2015, so I have about 15 of the paper firsts here. They all look minty fresh. And then I got, let's see here, about 7 of the chrome firsts. 1, 2, 3, about 7 of these bad boys. So I paid about $140 for these 22 cards on eBay. I basically was buying them at a clip of about $13 a piece for the chromes and about $4 a piece or so for the Bowman first. I think that math adds up. Now, the reason I like this is because, again, we're operating on the assumption that everything today is overprinted. And so, with that in mind, I'm under the belief that Ke'Bryan Hayes is Series 2 is going to come out. We're obviously going to collect it. We're going to chase it hard. But I kind of do believe, guys, that people are going to be looking for him right when the season starts. So this could be kind of a quick flip for you. I would just recommend, guys, if it was me, just given the fact that this is a 2015 card, guys, right? So these cards were made in 2015. The print runs were a lot different back then, and he was a late first round pick. I don't think there's many super mint versions of this out there. This could be, in my opinion, a really good investment. This is the kind of thing that could be the best investment in cards you ever make, right? If this guy comes out and he's good, like a Tatis level good, this could be the biggest investment you ever made. Just this card alone in PSA 10 from Tatis, just the paper first here would go for 500 plus bucks, right? And then these bad boys are absolutely gone for Tatis. They are out of the atmosphere. So if you're looking for a little baseball move to make, guys, I think that this guy right here, Ke'Bryan Hayes, is a great place to park a little bit of capital. I would go out and look on eBay, try to find a lot, whatever you're comfortable with. You could spend $40. You could spend $40 on a Bowman, a chrome first or two, and a couple paper firsts, or you could go out and you could spend a couple $100 and get a bigger lot like I did here, 22 card lot, but. I think that's a good investment, a good place to park some cash. I really do think he's a good player. I think the season's going to start, and people are going to be like, whoa. So, obviously, I know about Bohm and some of those guys, but who's this guy? Where's his card, right? And I think that Series 2, you're going to see a lot of Ke'Bryan rookies. People are going to collect them. There's going to be nice parallels that go for big bucks, but these are the cards right here that are going to be really limited. There's just not going to be many, and there's just not going to be many in good condition. And so if you have an opportunity to go out and make an investment, maybe you're somebody who buys graded cards. Maybe you go out and buy a Bowman First Auto for a few $100. But this, to me, is a good one. So do with that what you will. You could probably spend anywhere from $40 to $200 and get yourself a nice little investment in this man. Last but not least, actually two more things. I want to talk about Zion. His Prism base card is going for about $350 in BGS 9.5, PSA 10, considerably north of that. And so that is obviously a good investment. It's like a bond grade thing. But right now, market cap that I'm noticing, obviously everybody wants a piece of Zion, is actually premium stock, guys. Now, I know I've been critical of premium stock in the past. It was just I've called it a highly printed, overprinted set, even, that was just kind of, I feel like it was almost just made to drag the prices of Zion Williamson and Ja down. It was almost like Panini was like, whoa, let's rein it in. Let's make another chrome set and just print the hell out of it to try to drag prices down. But that being said, guys, the parallels, especially the rare parallels like this scope here from premium stock, I think are going to be collectible in maybe 6 months to a year. Right, I really do think these cards are worth grabbing. They're really cheap compared to Mosaic Silvers and other places. They are cheap. They were popular, and they are just cool. Everybody loves the premium stock hoops. It was a really fun set for everybody involved. So I have a few here to show you. This is obviously a scope. This is a super short print parallel here. Could be a very big card. I've also got a couple of the purple discos, which were fun cards to pull as well out of the hanger. I do need some new team bags, I will admit. This is going to be a laser here. So I have 4 Zion base parallels. I do have a couple of the image variation Zions, which are nice. And then I've got this was a case hit, actually. This was called the Rookie Special. Came out of retail. Nice hit there. And then last but not least, really bad team bag here, but this is a silver hollow arriving now of Zion. So just a few Zion things. If you want to get in on the Zion craze here, as he's playing just so very well, and you don't want to go out and buy a Prism base card for $150 on eBay, raw and not know what kind of condition it's in, and you also don't want to fork over $500 for a PSA 10, look at buying a Zion Silver or a Zion Scope or any sort of parallel Zion from Premium Stock Hoops. I really think that if it was me and I had to pick between a mystery Zion base from Prism and a Zion Silver from Premium Stock Hoops, raw, not being able to guarantee the condition, and let's just say they're both about $140, I would think long and hard about that, guys. I really truly would, especially with PSA shutting down the grading right now. I don't know if those silvers aren't going to do better long term, just because, or maybe not better. I shouldn't say that. Prism is Prism, but I think it's an underserved market. Is all I'm saying. I think it's a very underserved market. I think they should be going for more raw, and I think they will be going for more raw, is I guess all I'm trying to say. I don't want to say Premium Stock is better than Prism, but I do think it will hold up. Last but not least, guys, as some of you have seen, there's a Premier League soccer release out right now. I've bought a little bit of it. I got this Mason Greenwood. I've also gotten the Mo Salah. There were a couple other guys I wanted. Ebe, Bukayo Saka. There were a few guys that I was looking for that I don't have, but Greenwood was a pretty good one. We have to remember, this is Premier League soccer. This is not World Soccer, so you're not going to be seeing the Neymars, etc. But I still think it's a nice set, man. This is one where if you're going to get it, right, you're not going to be able to make a ton of decisions about what you've got today. This is one where, I had a guy, Billy Gillespie, red ice in one of my boxes. And, I was reading about him, right? He's like a 19-year-old kid who's been called up to the club at Chelsea. This guy there's a whole wide array of outcomes with this guy. So I'm just going to tuck all those under my bed. A lot of rookie cards in there. Tuck them under the bed. Check them in a while. I wouldn't be trying to do anything with this right now. That makes it one of the less exciting sets, as far as the whole instant gratification thing. It makes it one of the less exciting sets out there, but at the same time, it is still, I think, worth delving into, just because it's Prism, right? And soccer's soccer, and you never know, guys. You never know. If like Mason Greenwood ends up being really good or something, people will be going absolutely nuts. Like right now, I don't look at this card with any sort of like crazy admiration or anything, but 3 years from now, that could change. Now, I know a lot of us don't want to wait for 3 years, but it's Prism, right? You should feel confident buying this stuff and ripping it and looking at it because it's Prism, right? Prism is the Cadillac line. There's other great lines, obviously, but you just can't second guess the decision to buy Prism. So I would say go ahead, buy it, maybe even keep some sealed, if you're one of those people who can do that. I'm personally not, but if you are, go ahead, buy it, keep it sealed, and maybe wait a year. But that's going to do it for me, guys. So to recap everything, we talked a little bit about Mr. Patty Mahomes, how he is somewhat of a value right now. We talked about low-end slabs. We talked, PSA 10 LeBrons, anything LeBron on the Lakers, low-end Luka slabs, BGS 9.5s, anything that was made pre-2019 should be of just a generally lesser print run. We talked about press proofs from Donruss and how these numbered press proofs are undervalued, in my opinion, relative to the Floods and the Lasers, which are going for considerably more. These are serial numbered press proof cards that I think are a good option for folks out there who don't want to spend $500, but maybe could get away with a couple $100 on a big card. We talked about Ke'Bryan Hayes as a potential MLB investment and potentially seeking out these 2015 Bowman firsts in both the chrome and the paper format. I would say that's a decent way to deploy a couple $100 We talked also about LaMelo in general. I have a huge stack here of just general LaMelo stuff, being my guy. We talked a little bit about Alec Boehm being one of those guys from Series 1 who I love. We talked about Zion premium stock being relatively undervalued compared to some of the other sets out there. Prism being one of them. We talked about how the market we think will recover here and really kind of take off on the premium stock stuff. And then last but not least, we touched on soccer. Prism Soccer, we said, listen, it's Premier League. It's not going to have Messi. I think there is a Ronaldo autograph in there. But at the same time, it is Prism, and you just never know. And so buy it confidently, open it and save it confidently, and see what the future holds. You just never know. So those are kind of some of my tips for today, guys. Hope you did enjoy this video. We will be coming back to you guys soon here, hopefully this week, with something to rip. Hopefully it's some Prism. We're going to see how things go for us. But that is going to do it. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts. Take care.